Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Tash. Welcome back to my channel. So, I know I'm super late, but I did keep promising you guys that I was gonna do a video or a series. It's like a little mini series on my 2019 favorites. So we are going to follow through. Today's video is the first video of a 4-part series in order to shorten these down a little bit. And today's video is going to be on my 2019 favorite palettes. So if you are curious to see which palettes made the cut, then just keep watching. Alright you guys, getting into it. I have narrowed it down to a box of them here, and I'm just going to pick them up in no particular order, give you a quick reason why they turned up in my 2019 favorites, and we're going to move on. Alright, so I'm just going to grab a few of them out of the box here. Starting off with two from Wet n Wild, I have the Cosmic Collision and the VIP Purple palette. Now the reason I liked these was because I love purple for one. So the VIP Purple made the cut. I think that these have excellent pigmentation and really good lasting power. They're $5 or maybe it's just a little under $6, but I just really enjoy Wet n Wild's affordability and their formula. So that's why these two made the cut. The next one is from Believe Beauty. If you still have not seen my Believe Beauty videos, maybe because you're simply new here, I will link those up in the iCards. This one is the Nearly Nude palette by Believe Beauty, and the reason I chose this one is because I think it is one of those really affordable palettes that has great pigmentation. It's long lasting on the eyes, and it's just so easy to throw in your makeup bag for on the go if you're traveling, whatnot. This would be a great palette to keep in your desk drawer at work if you are someone that, you know, likes to touch up and make it look real fresh at work all day long, you know, just, or whatever, you get ready at work, either or, this is a great palette. So the next one is by Colourpop, and this is the Orange You Glad palette. And then we also have the It's My Pleasure palette, which you can see the writings wore off on this one. I used both of these quite a bit throughout the time that I had them. This one was earlier in the year. This one came later, but nonetheless, I really like these. I love using orange eyeshadows. I think they really pop, especially in the summertime for me when I'm tan. And this really gives a good array of orange shadows. If you haven't seen this one, I did do a video on it. I will link it up here for you. And then this is what that palette looks like. I just think it's really beautiful. I love Colourpop's formula. Now they do get on my nerves a little bit because they just release so much. And I feel like they don't give, you know, all of us, whether it's you guys, the YouTubers, whoever, I feel like they don't give us enough time to thoroughly enjoy our palettes and our makeup before they're pumping out, you know, 5 or 6 more collections. So other than that, I do love their formula. It's creamy, it's long lasting, it's buildable, and I love these monochromatic palettes. So there's the Orange You Glad. Here is the It's My Pleasure. This one's a little bit more dirty. I've had this one longer, but again, a great array of purples, shimmers, mattes. All of them are really great shadows. The next one is really dirty too. As you can see, I have used her quite a bit. This is the Milani Pure Passion. Now, I didn't discover this until 2019, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I love these shadows by Milani. I feel like their formula is that of like high-end shadows. They're really smooth, creamy, buttery. They last a long time, and I feel like if you're someone that likes these type of shades, you will love this palette. I prefer to purchase these at Walmart where they're $15 versus $20 on the Milani website. But again, I think that they're great, they're affordable, and I think it's an all-around great palette to travel with. Alright guys, moving on into the next set of palettes. We have a mixture of high-end and drugstore and even indie brands in here, just FYI. So moving on to the next one, this is the Artist Couture Midnight Maven palette. I've done a video with them as well. I will link it up here for you. This palette I love. It does come with a mirror, and then it comes with these 8 shades. I love this palette. The way that Mac Daddy designed it and how all of these shades will work together to create several different looks, and his formula is to die for. Now the palette will run you $29, but I think it's worth it. That's just me. I love the formula and the looks that you can create with this. All of these shadows really just pop on the eye, and they're so buttery and long lasting. And you're gonna hear me say that about a lot of these eyeshadow palettes, you guys, because that's why they made the cut for me. The next one is from Kleancolor. I also did a full face of Kleancolor where I used this palette. This is the Diamond Crush Purity palette, and I love the shades in here. It is something really different than what I've seen companies do with eyeshadows. This is like a diamond-like texture when you apply it to the eye. These 6 shades all right in here. This palette is $8, and girl, it performs better than an $8 palette. Now there is fallout, there's kick up, but I can deal with that because the pigmentation is there, and the way that this wore on my eyes the days that I wore it, girl, top notch. Kleancolor did that, and they make some really great affordable makeup. Moving on into the LA Colors Invite Only palettes. I also did a video with this. I think we may be out of eye cards. If it doesn't come across your screen, you guys, I will link them in the description box. These palettes are only $8, you guys, and they perform like a $30 or $40 or $50 or $60 palette. They are amazing. Now, if you're used to the palettes from LA Colors where you pick them up at the drugstore, or no, the Dollar Tree, my bad. If you pick them up at the Dollar Tree, those palettes are okay. Like, you know, you can use them. I've done videos with them. They're okay. But these are the bomb. These are so creamy, buttery. Oh, that's why this one made the cut. And this one, you can do a lot of looks with. Whether you're going for a neutral look, a smoky, sexy date night look. Girl, this palette has it all. I love these palettes. They come in a variety of shade ranges. I have a purple one I did a look with. It'll be down in the description box as well. I also have 2 more that are like more neon based shadow palettes, which we will get into this year. I just haven't had time yet, but I really wanted to share this with those of you who did not get a chance to watch the video where I used this, because these are worth it, okay? The next one probably wouldn't be a surprise to some of you, but then a lot of you I know haven't seen it yet. This is the Naked Honey palette by Urban Decay, and I love this palette. This and the Born to Run favorite palettes from Urban Decay. This one was nicely pigmented. I really enjoyed the shades in it. That gold, oh, like the yellowish gold, girl. But all of these shades in here are absolutely beautiful. They're buttery, creamy, smooth. They last on the eye. I absolutely love the packaging. Like, this is very aesthetically pleasing to me. So for me, this was money well spent. But again, I love this. So this is an everyday palette that you could wear all throughout the seasons. So you're gonna get your money's worth, in my opinion. But I think it's a great palette. Again, I did a video with this one too, whether it's linked up here or down below. Be sure to check that one out if you were thinking about picking up that palette. So moving in to the next palette, this is the Conspiracy palette by, no surprise, Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. This is the palette that literally broke the internet in 2019. And when I say that, if you guys don't know, like if you don't follow Jeffree Star or Shane Dawson, this palette shut Shopify down for hours. I had all of the websites that had this for sale open that day. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was pacing my grandparents' house and I was just like, everybody, shh, don't talk to me. I have to get this palette. And I'm so glad that I did, because I love Shane Dawson. I love what he's, you know, the type of person he is. And I think that by watching the series that involved the production of this palette did have something to do with the reason why I purchased it, because you really got to see what goes into a palette. And it's not only the aesthetic of the palette for me, because to me this is an everyday palette. You can get a lot of neutral looks out of here. I have, whether it was on camera or off. But then you can also get some pops of color to play with. This palette is also very versatile. If you have light skin tone, you can use some of these shades down here for contour. And Jeffree has shown that on his YouTube channel as well. You can use some of these for blush. You can use them for highlight. So you can do a lot with this palette. And when you break it down, even though this palette is $52, I believe it came out to less than $4 or $5 per shade. So is it affordable? $52 right off the bat, and you're handing that money over all at once? No, it's not. It's not reality for the majority of us. But, you know, places that do sell stuff like this do take Afterpay. Long story short, quickly, what Afterpay is you make the initial payment that day. They break it into 4 installments for you. And so if you're gonna buy something that is $52, they're gonna divide it by 4. And that first day you're gonna make your first installment. It could be like 10 or 20 bucks or 10 or 12 bucks. And then every 2 weeks after that, until you pay it off, it's interest free. I'll leave the website down below. So that's how it's affordable to me. But yeah, the quality of this is amazing. There's kickback, there's fallout. I'm just gonna put it out there. All of these palettes that I'm talking about today have kickback and fallout. There may be one palette in here that I can think of that has very minimal kick up in the pan. But to me, if you're getting quality and pigment, girl, you're gonna have kick up. And I've always said that. But this, I think it's a beautiful palette. I love everything about it. I love all of the shades. I just really like it. And it's very aesthetically pleasing to look at the packaging and all of the thought and creativity that went into this. If you haven't watched that series, I will try to link that in the description box if I can fit it, so that you can check it out. Because the other thing that I enjoyed, and I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, but I feel like I have to explain it. Jeffree really does not upsell his makeup. Like, a lot of people have like a sour taste about him, but when you watch that series and they explain to you the cost that goes into making one of these is like $20 or $25, I can't remember, but and then the price he sells it for, he's not really upselling that much if you think about it. This probably cost about $10 to make, and these palettes are 50 bucks. This one costs $20 or $25 to make. And I don't remember if that includes the packaging or not. I think it doesn't, but he's selling these for $52. So if you know what I mean, he wants his fans to be able to afford his makeup. So that's another reason I purchased it. Moving on to the next one is no surprise to those of you who have been ride or die with me since the beginning. This is the LA Girl Hot Hot Heat Vacay Everyday Palette. You guys, I love these LA Girl palettes. Now, I did an LA Girl video more towards the beginning of my channel, and it was like, dear LA Girl, we need to talk. They came through with this. These are so buttery and creamy and just ridiculously easy to work with. Like, girl, these are like $15, I think. I have all of them. I love them. They're pigmented. They last all day. They're easy to work with. The blendability is nice. And furthermore, they're affordable. This is a staple for me. I use this palette all the time and I love it. Moving on to BH Cosmetics. This is the Desert Oasis. A few of you actually turned me on to this in the beginning of coming back on YouTube, and I'm so glad that I picked this up. Now, I don't remember when this palette came out, but I use this palette all the time too. I love the neutrals. I love the pops of colors. I love all of these highlighters over here. There is not a shade in this palette that I don't like, and I can actually see me panning this palette. It is so good. Now, BH Cosmetics, in my opinion, they have a really great affordable makeup, but they do have some hit and misses here and there, and this is not a miss by any means. So if you can still get your hands on this palette, this is one that I highly, highly, highly recommend. And I think it would be a great palette for everyone to have in their collection because it is that good. BH Cosmetics, again, is affordable, and yeah, I love this. Moving on to the next one, guys. This is by Wet n Wild. I did a video with this one as well. When I picked this up, it was $15. Now, this was part of their holiday collection of 2019. I'm not sure, but I think you can still get this on their website. Now, there's controversy in whether this is just like a larger version of the 10-pan palettes. I feel like no, and I have all the 10-pan palettes, but I mean, I'm not always right. So if you have the 10-pan palettes, you might not think you need this one. And you don't need anything in this video that I'm talking about. I'm just sharing my loves with you. But I love this palette. I think the formula is great. Again, it's long lasting. And I love the pops of color. I love how they arranged the palette. I feel like they made it more easy for someone who is just starting out with makeup to use and to know kind of like, okay, this goes with this goes with this, and it's not so confusing. I I love it, guys. And like I said, I paid $15 for it because I bought it when it first came out to review for you guys. But I have heard that since then, people have got this palette for as low as $5. So you might want to check that out. Be watching your local Walgreens where they carry the holiday stuff from Wet n Wild, because they're probably clearancing that palette out right now. Now this one I filmed a video for, and I honestly was not happy with the footage. I do still have it. But I didn't do all of my makeup in that video, so I never released the video. You guys let me know. I will put a poll either in the community tab or up here if I have room. But this is the ABH Norvina collection palette. This is their first palette that she came out with in a 3 palette series. Well, if you don't include the little mini ones. Anyways, I really enjoy this. It is an all, I think, pressed pigment palette. Yeah, this is the Pro Pigment Volume 1. I really, really, really love this. And if you break it down from the price of the palette, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember the exact price. But for the amount of shadows that you're getting, it's not really that much. I think these were 50 bucks or 60 bucks, but you're getting what, 25 shades? I believe it's 25. So I really, really like it. I do use this palette quite a bit. And it's just so easy to work with. You can create a lot of looks with this, and you can still get semi-neutral looks. But if you're someone that loves purples, pinks, and all of that, girl, Norvina got you right here. All right, we are almost done, you guys, because I'm talking so fast. Moving on to the next one is from City Color. I love City Color, you guys know that. This is one of their Be Luster eyeshadow palettes. I did a video with these as well. These are just really creamy and buttery, and I just love what City Color does with their eyeshadows. They're so easy to work with. They're a super affordable indie brand, and I think they are so underrated. This is the Chocolate Orchids palette. Now there are no mattes in here. This is all shimmers. So, I mean, if you're going to use something like this, I just pull out a palette like my Desert Oasis that's got some neutral matte shades in it. You can use this with your bronzer in your crease and you're good to go. Oh, and I did forget to mention, you can also use some of these lighter shades for a highlighter. So to me, this is like a one and done. They do still have this available on their website. I do want to mention to you guys, the reason I'm not swatching any of these is because I've already done videos with them and I'm linking them for you, and the video would be so much longer. Moving on to this one, if you have not seen the video for this, again, it will be linked somewhere up here or somewhere down below. This is the Carli Bybel X Anastasia collab palette. Nick actually bought this one for me, and you guys, I like this. I love, well, first of all, I love Carli Bybel. I think that she is so beautiful, and I think she's really humble for as far as she's come in life. And I love the way this girl does makeup. Like, she is so talented. And the way that she did these colors up here weren't like anything I had in my collection. And not to mention, I love the ABH formula. I think it's really, really good. So I really enjoyed this palette. I use this quite a bit, actually. I think it's super easy to use. And if you're someone, again, starting out with makeup and you were looking to get this, girl, this palette, don't be afraid of it. It is very simple to use. Even with these pops of color, like the way that she has this set up makes it user-friendly, in my opinion. And I also love the little girly packaging. This is kind of like a raise to look like bling bling on the front of it. I just love it. It's so girly. Moving on to the next one, did a video with this as well. This is by the You Can Be, and this is their Belonging palette. This does come with a mirror in it, and you will notice that this palette clearly, shade by shade, name by name, dupes a higher end palette. Wait for it. No cheating, comment down below. This is the Urban Decay palette, through and through, the Born to Run palette now. That was a super big palette when it first launched. I have that as well. But the reason this one made it in the box and the Urban Decay didn't, even though that is one of my favorite palettes, is because this one is actually a lot more pigmented than the Urban Decay one. Check that video out if you haven't already, because it will blow your mind. And this one I believe is under $10. We'll link it for you where you can find it, or you can always look in the description box and look down where it says shop with me online, and you can find this in my Amazon store. So it's a really, really, really good palette. If you were still thinking about getting the Urban Decay one, or maybe you wanted it and couldn't afford it, girl, save your money, get this one, because it's better in my opinion. All right, 4 palettes to go. The next 2 should be no surprise to you guys if you have been with me since the very beginning. They are by, oh, excuse me, I only put 1 in this time. This is by Profusion, and this is their Mirage palette. Now, the thing I love about this one was, to me, it was unlike any other palette that they had come out with. Even the Pro Pigment, to me, did not have this many bright, beautiful, bold colors in it. And I just love everything about this palette. It's so girly and so feminine, and I love it. And I think that their shadows are really good as well. They're very creamy. They're very easy to work with. And they're so affordable. I think this palette was $13, $12, something like that. But I love Profusion. I think they're long lasting, and I just think it's a palette that if you like pinks and purples and nudes and things like that, grab it. So the next one I have not heard anybody talk about, and I'm so surprised because the quality of the shadows is ridiculous. Again, it's under $20, I believe, but this is the Makeup Revolution Maxi Reloaded Large It Up palette. We'll link that video down below. This has so many gorgeous shades in it. I have used this palette so much since I purchased it, and I always get compliments when I'm wearing this palette, usually from my mom or Nick or whoever will say, your makeup looks really pretty today, or what are you wearing on your eyes? It's this palette right here, guys. It's full of a bunch of beautiful nudes, mauves, pinks, more nudes, and I just think it's a staple if you don't have a ton of makeup in your collection. I love the formula of this. It's super soft and buttery and pigmented. Like, for me, Makeup Revolution palettes are hit or miss. This is by far one of my favorites, and I love their Reloaded palettes, but to me, if you're gonna buy a Reloaded palette, why not just get the bigger ones? And I think this one's beautiful. Last 2. Sorry guys, my palettes are falling. Now these are definitely no surprise to my OG Amorous all the way. You guys know I love Amorous eyeshadow palettes. This is the Snow Queen palette and the Femme Fatale. These are the 2 out of all of the Amorous palettes that I have so far that I have used through and through since I got them. Now this one I got more towards the end of 2019, but girl, I'm rocking it like crazy. I like to mix this in with other palettes, such as this one. They're just so beautiful, and 32 shades for $15. And they even have sales a lot on their website, and that sale is crazy because it's buy 2 palettes, so you're gonna spend $15 and you get a palette for free. How many websites do that? Now, to me, Amorous, again, is one of those indie brands that is so beyond underrated. I have received so many comments from some of you like, girl, I never heard of them. I tried a palette, it was so good. Or, I didn't know they had this. Or, girl, I didn't know that was so pigmented and it lasted all day. And what I love about these palettes is they're so versatile, and to me, they're for everybody. You get everything that you could possibly need in one palette. Girl, you get all the textures, metallic, shimmers, satins, mattes, glitters. Girl, $15. And to top it off, if you are somebody who has never shopped on their website before, girl, you can save an extra $5 when you sign up for their website, for their, I think it's sign up for their emails. So if you're going to shop with them anyway, why not save $5 off your order? So if you were just going to order one, you'd pay $10 for the palette. Got you, boo. So yeah, if you have not tried Amorous, girl, check them out. Now I know that these color stories are not for everybody, but they do have something for everybody at an affordable price. All right, you guys, so I know I talked super quick in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my favorite palettes of 2019. Please comment down below and let me know what were your favorite palettes of 2019. And are any of those palettes going to make it into 2020? Thank you guys, as always, for hanging out with me and taking the time out of your busy day to come hang out with me, little old me. I appreciate you guys to the moon and back. If you are new here, what's up? My name is Tash. I hope that you will hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so that you're notified each time I upload. Don't want to miss a video. All right, you guys, again, thank you so much. Oh, before I go, please click that like button, you guys, if you liked today's video. More than you know, it really helps me out. It's gonna let me know that you're enjoying the content as well as YouTube, which makes a huge difference in the growth of the channel. I'll see you guys in my next one. Have an amazing day wherever you are, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.